All right, good morning. It's Saturday morning. This is Facebook Live, and we are going to get into Friday's box office, Netflix releases, and a little bit more today. So let's go ahead and get that started. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is Saturday morning. This is Bernansky's vlog. Good morning. It's Monday morning. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jeremy Bernansky with Bernansky's vlog. I've got my iced tea. I've got my iced tea. I've got my iced tea here. I've got the box office report from this weekend. And let's go ahead and take a look at one news story then that dropped this morning. We are live right now. We are going to cover Friday's box office. So for this weekend's box office, on these Facebook Live sessions, we do like to cover the weekend box office. So what does that mean? That means that this is pretty impressive, as you'll hear in a minute. And I'm not going to give any spoilers, so don't worry. In theory, that film should have done gangbusters. This movie is so much fun. I think the rewatchability factor is super high. Wow, this was actually a fun time. I'm on board. Sign me up. Game over. If you're watching this on replay, thank you. All right, let's just get into it. Number 5, number 4, and number 3, number 2, and number 1. All right, so we are live. Here we are, Facebook Live. You may notice we have a new banner up today, as you can see here on the screen. I was trying to get this all set up yesterday. It was a bit of a process because I was learning how to do this from scratch. So my goal is that it looks acceptable and it doesn't look all janky and gross. So hopefully this does not bother anybody. Now, if you're watching this on the replay on YouTube, thank you guys so much. For everybody who's watching this live right now, appreciate you coming in and joining us Saturday morning for another Facebook Live where we take a look at the Friday box office and then 1 or 2 bits of news. And as always, I do have not iced tea today, but actually hot tea, hot green tea. So I've been dealing with a little something, but we're going to get past that with this tea. It's got some honey in it. We should be fine. So let's go ahead and jump now into Friday's box office and just take a look at the 5 that came in from 5 to number 1 for box office dollars. So let's go ahead and take a look at that here. Coming in at number 5, we have Murder on the Orient Express at $5,230,000. Coming in at number 4, we have Thor Ragnarok with $6,641,000. Coming in at number 3, we have Wonder at $8,730,000. Coming in at number 2 is Justice League with $16,500,000. And coming in at number 1 is CoCo with $18,600,000. So job well done for CoCo. I was able to get out to see that this weekend. So on Monday's show, I actually saw 3 movies this weekend. So you're actually going to get to, Monday's episode will be review heavy. So just be prepared for that. All family Christmas movies. So Monday's episode will be a big Christmas spectacular. But CoCo, just as a general FYI, my initial thoughts, I actually enjoyed it. It's not in my top 5 of Pixar movies, but it was a really good movie with a nice, usually the twists in Pixar are kind of at the beginning where they kind of get you set up and then, you know, they hit you with the emotional thing. And then all of the girls like in the theater will do that, like where they grab their boyfriend's hand and like start to sniffle and cry. And all of the guys suddenly develop allergies out of nowhere. And they're like, I'm not crying. I got allergies. It must be a perfume or something. So, you know, they always hit you with that right at the beginning. But this one, they kind of take their time. It kind of happens later at the end. It didn't really hit me, and I can't go into why, because that's spoiler territory, but it didn't really hit me because my brain started to work, and then I kind of lost the emotional aspect of things because my brain was working overtime trying to figure out the twist. So everybody, though, that I was in the theater with seemed to enjoy it. It's came in number 1 for Friday's box office, so after the holiday, everybody went out and saw it. It's a fun movie, and it's really touching. I think it does a great job celebrating the culture celebrating the holiday that this culture stems from. So, I mean, check it out. It's really good. It's not like, you know, it deals with the Day of the Dead, but that sounds more morbid than the film actually is. Like, the people who are alive, this is not a spoiler. You've seen it in the trailers. The people who are like alive and living, their town is more bland. It's like tans and browns and pales. But then like you go to the land of the dead and it's like colorful. So it's a nice little like switch around there, but definitely check out CoCo if you have the time, especially if you have kids, because this is a great family movie. Spend some time with family at the movies. All right, so let's take a look at some of the other films. Wonder, I still want to get out and see. It's still doing well. Coming in at number 3, which is very impressive. But Justice League, I still want to talk a little bit more about Justice League, because Justice League, for me, I think that people are starting to finally like get out and see this film. And now they're starting to talk about it like I've been encouraging people to do. Because if you read the early reports, if you were looking at Rotten Tomatoes, that might kind of dissuade you from seeing this film. But you definitely should check it out, because it's really not as bad as everybody says. And if you saw my review for it, you know that I enjoyed it, even though it wasn't like knock it out of the park. It was still a fun, entertaining movie. So if you're watching this on replay, I'll actually go ahead and throw this way. I'll go ahead and throw that link up right there, so you can just go back and watch my review, just the review itself, and take a look at that before you guys head out to the movies this holiday weekend. But let's talk about Justice League and just kind of the dollars that it's earning, because I pulled up Box Office Mojo and I was like, I just want to see kind of like from day one to today, kind of where we're at. Because I feel like this movie is gaining momentum the longer it's in theaters. And I don't want to say like, you know, it's going to do gangbusters or anything like that. But I don't think it's going to fail as miserably as people are like predicting and projecting. Because I think word of mouth, people like you and I are like, go see this film. So let's just take a look at kind of what it's been doing overall. So overall, flipping pages here. Overall, domestically, so far it's made $147,316,643. In the foreign markets, so everywhere outside of the United States, it's made $185 million. So pretty good overall. It's actually made more money overseas so far than it has domestically, which is fine. I still think more people here in the States will get out and see it, so we should be okay. But total, this movie has made $332 million plus, which is really good. In fact, according to Box Office Mojo, it's the number 10 opening weekend film for November. Like in November's, it's number 10. So even though like it came out and it didn't break $100 million, which is hard to do, especially in November, because it's the holidays, people are saving money because of Christmas, we get it. But for them to still take number 10 is pretty impressive. And I mean, they're still making money because they're still in the top 5. So go out, it's the holiday weekend. After you do your shopping, take the presents home, kick your feet up, relax for a second, call your Uber, and then head to the movies and check that out. So just really quick, outside of box office, because we kind of talked about that now for enough. But before we segue, actually, what were your thoughts about the box office? Did you see any of the movies in the top 5? And if you did, throw in the comments below what you thought about those movies. And if you're watching this on replay, same for you guys. Go ahead and throw those comments below about what you think as far as the top 5 is concerned. And also what you're expecting for the overall weekend. Because again, we'll be back here Monday talking about the overall weekend box office numbers. So there you go. There's your 2 quick assignments. First, did you see the movies and what did you think? And then what do you think about the box office box office report so far, and what do you predict for Monday? So moving forward, we've got 2 birthdays this week for films. Both I adore. In fact, one of these films is a holiday tradition for myself and my family. And when that popped up today, I was like, what? You got to be kidding me. So I looked in and I was like, oh yeah, for real, this is a birthday. So the 2 birthdays that we are going to talk about real quick. Number 1, coming in at 25 years old this week, is Aladdin. So everybody remembers Disney's Aladdin, the animated movie, the great Robin Williams, doing the voice work for the genie. Nothing makes you feel old like an anniversary of a movie that you grew up watching as a kid, right? So happy birthday to Aladdin. It's 25. If you've got that at home as part of the Disney collection, or if you're like, you know, super retro and you have it on VHS, you know, maybe pop it in this weekend and check that out since it's a birthday. And then coming in at 30 years old. Now, this is a holiday tradition film for me and my family. We watch it every Thanksgiving. In fact, this year we watched it the day before Thanksgiving because I was over at my brother's house for like an early Thanksgiving for like the whole family. And that is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Now, this movie turns 30 years old this week. Now, if you have not taken the time to watch this incredible comedy, I definitely recommend you do that. Now, two of the other movies that I was able to go out and see this weekend were Bad Moms Christmas and Daddy's Home 2. And I'm not going to give too much away about my thoughts on Daddy's Home 2, but I will say after watching Mel Gibson and John Lithgow, like their interactions together, I was like, this could be something that I really enjoy if they did a movie of just those two guys. And you'll hear more about it in my review on Monday, so stay tuned for that. But it was kind of interesting to me how I just watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, where you have a lovable guy and a surly guy. And then I see Daddy's Home 2, and that's kind of the roles that those two guys play, a lovable and a surly character. So I definitely, if you have, this is up front, there's at least one or two scenes in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles that are not for children. So you get one deals with a car rental towards the end of the film. Steve Martin walks into the car rental place at the airport. Now, if you have kids, you're definitely going to want to mute or fast forward right through that scene. If you don't have kids, go ahead and enjoy it because I guarantee you, if you're an adult, you've probably felt that way at the airport or like when something goes wrong with your rental car and you've got to like deal with people at the rental car companies, like what is going on? So I can't recommend Planes, Trains, and Automobiles enough. Definitely 30. It's a Thanksgiving movie. Thanksgiving's over, but whatever. It's the holidays. Check out Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Now, here we go. Here is your chance to pipe up in the comments section. If you've seen Aladdin or Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, share below if you're going to be watching those this week, and also what your enjoyment factor is for those. Just throw it real quick in the comments. Be like, I love that movie. That movie is amazing. It blew my mind. I miss Robin Williams. Whatever you want to say, throw it in the comments and get that going. And finally, before we move on to what's dropping on Netflix in December, I did just want to take a quick minute just to say on the sidebar, right here, there it is. On the sidebar right there. No, I'm not flexing, just pointing. On the sidebar right there, you can see a list of social media that we are on for Bernansky's Vlog. And on all of those platforms, we are just Bernansky's Vlog, as you see below. So make sure you're following us on each of those because as I say on the weekly show, we do try and put up something unique or special on each one so that you're not getting the same information on every platform, because what's the point in following on each of the platforms if it's just the same thing over and over? So make sure you're following us on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Stardust. Stardust is a new like 30-second video app, and that's just something new. They sent me something on Instagram. They're like, hey, check us out. I was like, okay, cool. So I signed up for Stardust, and that is where I'm doing my trailer reactions. So I've had people ask like, hey, like, what did you think about that trailer? Stuff like that. I'm going to be using, I have 3 reviews up right now on the Stardust app. So you can go ahead and check those reviews out. But I'm going to start doing, as part of the weekly data and weekly goodies that I throw up on the interwebs, I'm going to be using Stardust to kind of give you guys just a quick 30-second video response or video reply to trailers that I have an opportunity to check out. So again, on all the platforms, Bernansky's Vlog. So check those out. All right. Now, last thing for today's show, before I jump to the comments board to see if anybody's left anything that I need to reply to while we're live, I pulled up the Hollywood Reporter before the show started, and I was like, let's just see what's going on. With the holidays, it's a slow holiday, right? Or slow for news because it's the holidays. Excuse me. And they had what's dropping on Netflix in December. So if you're watching this on replay, again, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and throw the link for this article on the Hollywood Reporter in the show notes below on YouTube if you're watching this on replay. So check that out. But the ones that stood out for me that, like, as I'm just scanning through, I was like, ooh, that's cool. So we've got, in December, both of the Ace Ventura movies. So if you're as old as I am, or you were a child of the 90s, so just, if you're a millennial basically, or a millennial up to, whatever, you might want to go back and revisit the joy that Jim Carrey brought us as Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, and also When Nature Calls. One of my personal favorite comic book movies of all time. I watch it every year religiously. On the 5th of November, I have every year, it's on my calendar, watch V for Vendetta. And that is also dropping on Netflix. It's a fantastic movie. So it's not like superheroes like with crazy powers. It's just a guy who knows a lot of martial arts and is really good with knives on a revenge tale. So check it out. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which surprised me. I was like, wow, that feels quick. It feels quick. Maybe I'm wrong, but it feels quick to be on Netflix. But hey, that's cool. And then the Santa Claus movies with Tim Allen, all 3 of those are dropping. And what better time than Christmas time? And also the movie August Rush. So yeah, I was like, oh, wow. But there's a lot of other stuff that's dropping. I saw Peaky Blinders season 4, I think is what it said. So there's a lot of other stuff that's dropping. And again, if you're watching this on the replay, boom, check those comments, because that's where the link will be. All right. So before we get out of here, before I sign off and let you guys get back to your day, thank you so much for popping in and joining this Facebook Live session. I am going to take a quick second to look off camera to see if we have any comments that I need to reply to so far from this. So give me 1 second. Let's see what's going on here. All right, so no questions, so we're good. All right, so if you do have anything that pops up that you were like, yep, this is pretty cool, again, there's a couple calls to action. So throw those replies down there based on what we talked about today for this Facebook Live session. All right, everybody, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving. And I also hope you guys are out and you did enjoy the Black Friday sales, and you're gearing up for Cyber Monday. So have a great weekend, everybody. It's the holiday season, right? So Merry Christmas. And I hope you guys are able to get out and enjoy all the festivities that this holiday season will be bringing to you and I. All right. Have a great week, everybody. Merry Christmas. Hi, everybody. I'm Jeremy Bernansky, and you've just finished watching a Facebook Live replay. Now, if you enjoyed that, you may also want to check out the weekly show playlist, as well as the movie news playlist, which covers just the news segments from every Monday's episode. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and click that subscribe. We'll see you guys next Monday right here on YouTube for a brand new episode of Bernansky's Vlog at 10 a.m. PST. Have a great week. Take care.